Hi, this is Ashley with test number 3, pre-anesthetic in a feline castration that we're going to be using today. We have our patient's chart here. You can see he's patient Brutus and he's here for a castration. We can see that the pre-op exam was performed by the doctor with his initials there. The blood work and history are done, and then we have our drugs and our emergency drugs calculated for him. We're going to double check. I can see that he was fasted here on his admission form since 5 p.m. yesterday, and that his consent form has been signed by the owner. We're going to be using methadone for a pre-med today at a dose of 0.2 mg per kg, and then he's going to be induced with Valium and propofol. The Valium is going to be a dose of 0.2 mg per kg as well, and the propofol is going to be 4 mg per kg titrated to effect. So we're going to go ahead and calculate that for him. So he is 4.8 pounds divided by 2.2 is going to give us 2.2 kgs times 0.2 equals 0.43, and then divided by the concentration of the methadone, which is going to be 10 mg per ml. So divided by 10 is going to give us a dose of 0.04, which you can see there. So I'm just going to double check the chart, which is correctly what is written. The diazepam is going to be a dose of 0.2 mg per kg. So 2.2 kgs times 0.2 equals 0.44 divided by the concentration, which is 5 mg per ml, is going to give us a dose of 0.08, which you can see here. On our diazepam, you can see the concentrations, 5 mg per ml. Our propofol, which we have here, is going to be a concentration of 10 mg per ml. So we're going to do 2.2 times 4 equals 8.8 divided by 10 is going to give us a dose of 0.88, which you can see here, or we can round up to 0.9. So we're going to just write 0.88. Just double check the injection drugs there. So I'm going to have my preceptor come in and just double check the methadone for me. Right. 0.04, right? 0.04. Okay, so you can see she got 0.04 as well. So we're going to go ahead and we'll draw up the drugs. I have my stickers here for the bottles. So we'll draw up the methadone first. So 0.04. And I'm just going to draw back because we are going to change the needle on this. So we're going to do the one-handed method. Draw back so we don't waste any in the hub. Remove that. And we're going to place our new 25 gauge needle on there and then inject up. Okay, so you can see there it is 0.04 mLs. And we're going to label that syringe. Okay, so you can see the methadone label is on there. And then we're going to get our diazepam, which is going to be 0.08. Again, one-handed recapping. Okay, so you can see that again, it's 0.08 mLs. We're going to put the diazepam sticker on it. See that? And then the propofol, which is going to be 0.88 mLs. And getting the air bubbles out. So you can see that is 0.88 mLs. And we're going to label that as well. Okay, so we have our syringes all labeled. I'm going to cross-reference to make sure they match the chart. We have our Valium, 0.04 mLs, our diazepam, 0.08 mLs, our propofol, 0.88 mLs. Our emergency drugs we have here on this chart, so we're going to calculate 2 of them, which we also have labeled all on the side here. They're already out and calculated. We're going to do the atropine, which is going to be 0.05 mg per kg at a concentration of 0.54 mg per ml. So we're going to do 2.2 kgs times 0.05 equals 0.11 divided by the concentration, which is 0.54, is going to give us a dose of 0.2, which is what we have on our chart here. And then our lidocaine is a range of 2 to 8 mg per kg. We do the 2 mg per kg, the lower range, so we're going to do 2.2 times 2 equals 4.4 divided by the concentration, which is 20 mg per ml. And that gives us a dose of 0.22, which you can see there, which is what we got on our chart. So we have our reversal agents. Our crash cart is located behind us, which you can see there. So we're ready in case there is an emergency in the treatment room. So we are going to calculate our fluid rate, which is going to be 3 mils per kg an hour. So 2.2 times 3 is going to give us a rate of 6.6, which we have here on our chart. See, 6.6. All right, so we should be ready for our patient. Just gonna bring her over. We're gonna be giving this sub-Q. So I'm just gonna write sub-Q on my chart. All right, so here is our patient. I'm just gonna double check really quick that we have the right patient. We have patient Brutus here for a feline castration, and he is going to be getting methadone at a dose of 0.04 mLs. We have our methadone, 0.04 mLs, and we're going to be giving this sub-Q. So I'm going to go ahead and move this. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera closer. Alright, so we have our patient. We're going to be giving it sub-Q, so I'm going to go up here. We're going to tent the skin, inject, draw back, inject as long as there's no air or blood. Just find a good spot. So again, tent the skin, inject, draw back, no blood or air, and we're going to inject. Thank you. Okay, so now we're just going to record that we gave the methadone sub-Q, and it is 8:21 a.m. Okay, so you can see I recorded that there, and we're going to monitor him for the next 20 minutes or so, make sure he doesn't have a reaction, and then he will be ready for his induction and his surgery.